Okay, so I just gave her a quick up and down like 3 times. How did a nail land here? Really? Just with my broken hone here, I do got new brushes that should fit it. It might be a little bit big. No, they'll go on the outside, that's all. But I just ran it down just a few times to look for any high and low spots. So this way here you can kind of see in there. Wherever the scratches are, it's fine. Now, there's that mark right there, which is a little bit deeper than I would like. But the one I was worried about actually cleaned itself up perfectly fine. And no, I am not going to leave it like this. This was just a quick, no joke, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's it. Very low speed, just to give scratches to kind of see where the highest spots are. So I went and brought out my telescoping gauges that I had sitting around. Used them once when I rebuilt or worked on my old Dodge Dakota. Got the old flex hone here. And basically, the idea is to, I'll probably run that through 3, 4 more times. Then I'll put that guy through it, and then the finishing hone will come later. Basically, I'm just looking for any spots that won't clean up with a quick hone. And I will be tossing something on the bottom, make sure I don't slam them into the bearing surface there, so guaranteed they'll be rotated, but we'll see. I guess my light was on. So this is the cylinder here. That was the worst one. I never cleaned it up yet, as in I never wiped it out. So, low speed, trying to get some 45s on her. This guy here still has some staining. Again, I just did a quick pass for now. Still has some staining. You can't feel it with your fingers, I mean. But this one here I just double honed, you can say. So second layer with the dingle ball berries there. And I'll give it a wipe out and see how it looks. Not this one, or this one. So, but these were just quickly honed with a lot of oil and very slow speed. I'm running the drill in probably about half the speed that's recommended. So makes it go a little bit easier. So I'm just cleaning it up in between, and we'll see. I just finished measuring out everything, and well, attempting to, but of course with this little shitty guy here and this, it's not accurate enough to do anything. Okay, so she's cleaned up, oiled up. Again, I am still doing a final pass with probably a 280 grit. I don't know, she came out pretty good. There's a little bit of staining still, but the idea now is to measure all my bores, probably about 5 times on each one, different locations, take the average out of each bore. This one here possibly could have been honed before by the old owner. And measure, break down all my numbers. There is still a little bit of markings. Not really going to show up there, but a couple little spots there. You can see that, but you can't even feel it with your fingernail. The one spot I was worried about right there, you can't feel it anymore. Well, you barely could feel it before. The one spot that you kind of slightly can feel is a little tiny spot right in there, but I mean, it's barely can be felt. A couple little specks up here. Again, you can barely feel those guys. So chances are when I do the next hone, they'll be completely gone. Down there, again, spots you could see, but you cannot physically feel them. These 3 cylinders here have nothing at all. You could feel this one slightly still. But again, I don't want to go too overkill with it yet. Not until I measure all my bores, measure my piston, and while I'm at it, the piston 2-cylinder clearance, I'm probably going to purposely make it a little bit more in case I ever decide to put on a turbo in the future. Okay, so I just pulled off the main caps. Everything here looks not too bad. There's a little bit of markings on that guy, but that will clean up very simple. As for the bearings on that, let's just go on number 1 here. A little dirty from my fingerprints, but that's just dirt fingerprints and stuff. There's a couple little pits in there, but not too bad. Let's grab another random one here. Again, dirty fingerprints in it, but they actually look pretty good. But I'm still going to change them. Now, I'm just deciding if I want to pull out the entire crank, then having it on the engine stand. I'd have to drop it down on something to do that. So I think I'm going to see if these are pinned. If they're not pinned, I'll just be able to tap them out of there, change them right in place. I could just run some plastic gauge on them first, but I think I'm going to change them. Might as well. Like, there's a little tiny bit of, you can't even feel that. That's just staining more or less.
What? You don't even have the crankcase out yet?
Crankcase?
Crankshaft. How about that?
I don't plan to remove it, I don't think. But wouldn't it suck if I do all this? Mind you, the front main and the rear main can be changed once it's back on the engine crane. Woo! Scared the poop out of me. Almost shit on your hand.
You're awful.
Well. Okay, well, I'll get back to you guys. I'm just going to make sure those aren't pinned and see if I can tap them out. Otherwise, I can cut down a little bolt, bend it, shove it in one of those, use the crank itself to turn it over. So, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I just gave them all just a quick tap here, just to push them out of alignment, just to make sure they're not pinned in place. Seems like they will all come out fine here. But this is a different one here. This one here controls the end play, I guess, of the crank side to side. So I got to make sure the bearing kit I order also has that style. But other than that, everything's looking to be good. It's all dirty right now, you could say, but everything's looking good. Again, just a little bit of stuff on here, but it's mostly from dirty oil, this guy. But everything, I did give it a wipe down. And it all looks good, so for now I'll pop those back in place because I am not going to remove them until I get the new ones. Well, here goes the final update video for probably a few months now. Just got most of the parts in here. I put back on the bearings on the bottom end. Let it sit like that. Gave everything kind of a little bit of a cleaning here. Inside of the oil pan, I wiped it all out, scraped some gasket maker off it. And it's dented pretty good right here, so I have a feeling she's not going to seal up the best. The pan itself seems like it could possibly be getting a little thin, but I don't see any signs that it went right through yet. But she's definitely probably thinned out. So I got to decide if I want to run this oil pan or look for a good used replacement one. But other than that, she's going to just be pushed into the corner for probably about a month or two until I get some parts. Okay, well, I guess that's probably going to be the end of this. Okay, so just back in the city here. So about the Land Cruiser engine, like I said, I gave the cylinders a fairly decent hone, you could say, the recommended amount. And the one cylinder that had the piston, you could say, explode pretty much. There is slight little nicks on it, but I mean, 95% chance it's going to be perfectly fine. Should last well over 100 kilometers, 60 miles, well over that. But I am looking at the idea of getting cylinder liners. The problem is the only liners I can find are considered semi-finished liners, which means they still got to be actually brought to a machine shop to be fitted to the final stages. It's not something that you'd want to do with a hone, especially not a Dinglebalberry hone. Wish it was as simple as a Volkswagen where you could just buy the entire cylinders and throw them in and be ready to go. Mind you, some of those, they come semi-finished too, but that's pretty rare. Normally they're proper. So I'm just looking into more parts. If I go right now, I'll just go over this. The bottom end crank itself looks good. I gotta get pretty much, but I'm still going to change the bearings, of course. So I need all new bearings. The upper bushings, you could say, for the upper rods, those also come semi-finished, but those you could do with a brake hone. Yes, I know, it takes a little bit of time. Or I could get a little tiny Dinglebalberry style one. Not sure exactly what size that is. If it's around 1.5 inches or so, I'd have to measure it. But those you just pretty much have to do a little bit of final finishing on them. And they're ready to go. Those, lots of people do them by hand, you could say. Again, the whole time I have been tempted to bring it into the city here. That way I got the big parts washer, which is kind of buried right there. Sandblasting cabinet so I can make everything look all purty. But it looks like I'm not going to bother with that. Again, I got my sandblasting cabinet, big parts washer here. Yeah, I couldn't put the whole block in the parts washer, but I can definitely could have brought it to a car wash and actually blasted everything out. I already did clean most of everything out of it, but it would still be a nice idea to blast out the coolant passages with a pressure washer. So I might even kind of wait and not assemble everything until it gets warm enough to hook up the pressure washer, but I'm still not 100% sure. The pistons and stuff, I will get those on order. The company I was looking to get the cylinder head from sent me an email this morning saying they're not able to help me with the cylinder head, but they list them on their website. So it could be a compatibility issue. I am not too sure yet. I'm pretty sure what they mean is they're not able to help me by giving me a complete unit because otherwise they come bare. So it just means they probably don't have the valves available, but I can always order those and fit those myself. But just kind of thought I'd give this final update. I know these videos here, I haven't been doing much during the videos, but I still like to post a video whenever I do anything. See, I had plans to actually tear into that Volkswagen engine and get that guy going there first for the Doom Buggy before I even worked on the Land Cruiser engine. I had plans to get the Doom Buggy going before I even worked on the Land Cruiser, but at the same time, I didn't want to let that Land Cruiser engine just sit outside in the tarp shed and rot, you could say. So, as for the Volkswagen, you guys can see the old transaxle there split in half. There's the replacement one there, and it's in good shape. And I got all the parts there. All the gearing, I already put those in there. It's got the rear axle, which is all sitting across the mess right there. That has to go together. It does have the Porta-style drop hubs on it, you could say, gear reduction. Those are all ready to go together. I got all the parts pretty much for that. A few things I would have to order, but still might work on that next winter, I'm thinking. Not too sure yet. Okay, well, that's where I'm going to end this, and it's kind of nice coming here in the morning before work, and my dad's gone to work. He's finally back. He was just on vacation, so it gives me a little bit room to make videos in the morning or clean or do whatever I need.